But for the third straight week, the Chiefs have walked away with a win, and it was really the defense that stepped up last night as the offense went 3 and out on both fourth quarter drives to give Atlanta sort of multiple shots coming down to take the lead. So Nick Bolton, let's give him some love here. 4th and 1 stop on Bojan to seal the deal. The front seven got it done all night long, baby. They held Robinson to 31 yards on 16 carries. It's kind of unbelievable. So impressive. Good job by Spaggy, baby. They got to Kirk a ton. They hit him 10 times. They made him uncomfortable in big spots, key plays late in the game. And it's not like the Chiefs' offense wasn't humming. It's not like they were horrible. But Mahomes, as you can tell here, not satisfied after the game.
We haven't played good. I mean, really all 3 games. We've been able to win. I mean, that speaks to the character of the team, the grit, how we've been in these situations before. I'll speak especially offensively, and myself, I feel like I haven't played very well. And that's not a stats thing. I just feel like I'm missing opportunities whenever they're out there and not throwing the ball in the exact spot I want it to be at. So it's about me getting back to my fundamentals, putting our guys in the right position, and then we got to execute at a higher level offensively. If teams are going to make us drive the field, we have to prove that we're able to do that. And I'm sure we'll get a lot of the same this next week with the Chargers.
Part of me is rolling my eyes because they're undefeated, right? I'm looking at my Bengals. They haven't gotten a win yet. This team beat this really good team. Also, people are sleeping on the Falcons' defense. They're very good. I will say the thing that's not there yet, and it'll happen, and we'll see, it's the explosive plays, isn't it? They averaged just 4.8 yards per play last night on the year. They're averaging their fewest yards per play in the entire Mahomes experience, in the entire era. Kelsey, just 30 yards. That was weird. He's averaging 23 yards a game so far. I'm not saying this to knock KC. I'm saying it because doesn't it make them scarier? They beat 3 really good teams without their fastball being explosive plays. And it's hard for me to imagine the offense isn't going to get better and get in a rhythm, especially when their quarterback's salty and not happy and unsatisfied, dissatisfied, whatever you want to say. They have more talent in that group on the field that you saw last night than they did in a year ago. And it's just a matter of time before Andy and Patrick, of course, get it clicking. No one's saying there are any worries in Kansas City, not on this set, not on this show. So we'll see what happens against the Chargers. That game decides, by the way, who's sitting in first place in the AFC West through the first quarter of the season. And just like that, we're almost a quarter of the way through. It's why every moment's precious and why we got to love it while we have it. 2 games to go tonight. Give me your comments at Up and Adam Show. Hope for you. That's my mission for this season, just to get you to give yourself just a little love here. We're going to have to work on that, but I love that for you. Chiefs last night. Okay, so they're undefeated. They're great. They got the Falcons. They kept Robinson and the run game in check, which was nice and not easy to do. What was Spags doing so well last night?
Well, you look at the end of the game right there, and I think Spags has been a big part of what they've done the last year and a half, even going into this year. I think that their guys are a lot of guys that they've drafted. You look at Chris Jones, Nick Bolton, all guys that they drafted and they believe, hey, this is what we do on the Kansas City Chiefs defense. We're going to be a big part of this team to be successful. And at the end of the game, Leo Chenal, he's an outside linebacker, defensive end. He's powerful, he's physical, and he sets a firm edge. He gets vertical, makes that ball bubble, and then the guy Nick Bolton inside out to the ball, big tackle there on 4th down, the end of the game. And I think that these guys, you can tell a lot by a defense with how they play, how they do their job. Do they believe in their defensive system, and do they believe in their defensive coordinator? And I think all those guys believe in Spags. You watch him on the sideline, he looks just like a guy that you want to play for. But what I think Spags does such a good job is he puts a lot of ownership on his guys to say, hey, I'm going to call plays that allow you guys to be you, and I need you guys to go out and do it.
You mentioned that 4th and inches stop. I wish we would have rolled the footage. I think we have it back there. I want to know what you think of the play call on the Falcons side. And then, of course, the stop. What do you think of the play call, though?
You know what? I know it's 4th and inches. You'd like to say, hey, let's just go right at him. But I think, like I said, Leo Chenal, he gets vertical right there and creates that vertical crease. And Nick Bolton is just such a good player and pushes in there and makes the play. If there's no penetration right there and they can get the fullback on the perimeter, then they've got a play right there because he's got an angle on Nick Bolton. So, hats off to the Chiefs. Yeah, you can second guess a play call all you want, but when these coaches get in situation, they say, hey, it's 4th and 1, we need a play. They draw it up on the board. They have great confidence in what they drew up and their guys. just comes down to Chiefs just made a play there at the end of the game to seal it.
We're gonna try to get to as many games as possible. You were on your flight from Vegas. I'm so appreciative that you're on the show. I can't imagine what time you got back to Charlotte.